Hey, Mike Pilcher coming to you. I just wanted to get back to this panel. You know, we talked about at the last video about maybe making a burnout place, like the board's burnt through and fire's coming through it. I thought, you know, what a better time to go ahead and do it while we're already on this panel. So I just want to go ahead and I bust these videos up to break them down to where they're not so long. I mean, it's good to work it all into one, but it's for one, it's harder to upload them, especially to my private channel. I'm only allowed so many megabytes, so I want to keep it on the private channel so these videos can't get out and get seen by anybody else except you who paid for them. So that's why I'm going to bust them up a little bit and make them less lengthy, but it's also not quite, I don't want to say boring, but it's not going to, you know, you don't want to just sit in one place for hours and hours. You got to get up and move around and things like that. So I think it's just better to bust them up a little bit. But what I've got is I've got the master airbrush here. I've got my black already mixed up in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and just kind of make a freehand, make a cutout. And I'm going to make it jagged. You're going to see me moving around a lot because I'm going to make it jagged because fire is going to burn so many different ways. It's not going to be a perfect circle or a perfect shape. Okay? So let's go in here and start moving around. And I'm going to get pretty close. And I'm just going to kind of make some shapes. So I'm just kind of moving around. I'm just kind of making some shapes. And then inside of these areas that I just made, I'm going to kind of start coloring it in a little bit. So I'm backing away. I'm not quite as close. I got up close to make the shape. Now I'm backing away a little bit. I'm going to kind of go in here and start coloring this in a little bit with this black. I'm not going to color it all in because I want it to still see some of this wood through it to give it more of that realism that we're after here. When I got to thinking about that when we talked about that in that video, I thought, well, that'd be pretty cool to do that, and we'll just go ahead and do that so you can all see. You may be wondering how to do it. You may already know how to do it, but there's a lot of people that don't know how to do it, so that's what we're going to do. Now out here I'm going to leave some of this wood exposed, and you can't see it in the video. It looks really black, and it's not. It's just the glare of the angle of the light. But I can still see a lot of this wood through here. And that's what I want to keep. I want to keep some of that transparency. So we're going to kind of maybe leave it at that. Let's go on up here a little bit and kind of make like it's cracked on up into there. So you can get your shape drawn out, and then you can go in and you can just add to it and do whatever you want to do. Now I'm going to back away and kind of aim at that line, just kind of follow it around and give it that hazy shadow, black shadow look all the way around it. They also give it kind of a sunken in effect, like it's really sunk back in there. These are fun to do because you can spend tons of time on these things and just make them so real. Okay, we've kind of got the cutout or the burnout spot. So I think we'll just kind of leave it at that. Just more black around these edges. You want them pretty black. I'll probably bring some smoke out around a few places. When you're burning wood, trust me, it's gonna put off some smoke. Kind of wiggle the airbrush here to kind of give it that twisty, smoky effect, and it's hard to see it. I know on this camera you probably can't, but when the clear's on it, definitely you'll be able to see it. So what I'm doing is just dumping my paint back into my bottle, because this base coat paint they don't have any activator in it, so that's a good thing about it. You can just dump it right back into your bottle. And that's a huge savings, because a lot of paints that people use have got hardener in them. And once you if you overmix it or something, then you can't pour it back in the bottle. You got to put it in a waste bottle, because if you put hardener in, your good paint, we know that that's not going to be good. That's going to contaminate and ruin your whole bottle paint. So now what I've done is I've mixed up red. Now this is my Molly orange. What this is, and I'll have this on the page marked colors, supplies. This will be on there with the part number, and how I arrive at the recipe formula. But it's candy apple red and it's tangerine orange mixed together to arrive at kind of an orangey red. It's really got a glow to it. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just going to go around these edges. I'm getting up pretty close. And I want some red around these edges. I'm kind of starting to bring some fire shapes out of it. I'm just doing this all free-handed. If you want to use a stencil to do that, you can. I recommend starting to practice at making some fire shapes free-handed. That's where some of your better looking fire is going to come from. I don't know if you can see it in the video here or not, but this is just a really bright, got a real glow to it, this red here does. Bring some now you can take one of your freehand shields. You want it to come in here and start sharpening up some places. Just kind of going around black edge, just right inside the black, and I'm kind of putting this red in some of these corners. I'm putting extra red. You'll see why here in a little bit. Now I'm going to start busting some of this fire on out around these edges. putting some dots in here. Remember our dots and lines, and kind of putting like some dots and makes like little hot spots. Now I've kind of backed away and opened the airbrush up, and I'm really starting to kind of put it in there heavy in a few places. I wanted to really get that hot look. We use our template here to get some of our shapes. At this point, we want some of this fire to start coming out. So it's like coming out of the inside out on top of the wood. That's what's going to give it the realism. Get some more straight on so you can see. Okay, now let's switch colors. Now when I'm going from one color to another like this, I'm taking this red and I'm cleaning it out, put some thinner in my reducer in my airbrush, shake it, put the lid on, shake it, and I'm running some more thinner through it. That's what you're hearing. Okay. Now I'm mixing some tangerine orange candy, orange glow we call it. Spray a little out here aside on the paper. Now I'm just going to spray that all over this red. It'll really brighten it up. And I'm going to go around this edge here because I want this edge to really start glowing, like the heat is just really, really intense from in behind it. As you can see already, that color has started to change. Okay, now I'm going to mix up chrome yellow, and let that kind of flash off, let it dry just a little. candy, it tends to dry a little slower than your other colors. Your other colors are going to dry pretty quick. But that candy is going to dry slower. Okay, so now we're just going to take our chrome yellow, kind of test it over here to the side. This checks I'm testing on this paper here beside the panel, and it kind of tests the consistency of your paint. Make sure you kind of got it the way you want it. And what I'm doing is I'm up real close. I'm just kind of making some shapes. Just kind of going around these edges. Now we can use our stencil here. Start bringing some of this fire on out. And you can do it free-handed too. I'm going to do it both ways in the video so you can see doing it both ways. Most of the time I do it free-handed. I'm just flipping this around, using a curve, then I'm just flipping around to the other side, using the other side of the curve, constantly using those curves. Then I go around the edges free-handed and gives a lot more real look. Around these edges, and kind of putting some little dots and little lines. These lines kind of circular motion and lines kind of really, you'll see it here in just a second. We put the orange glow candy back on. Now I'm just kind of fogging some yellow in there. And now I'm dumping out my yellow, cleaning out my gun. Okay, now I'm putting the orange glow in my gun. Candy, a little reducer in it. Give it a shake. Kind of test it over here. Yeah, that's pretty good. And we're just going to start blowing it on top of that yellow. And now I'm going to put some black in. Now what we're going to do is just kind of go around this in a few places and put some black to give it that real burnt edged look. And we're actually just covering some of our fire with black. Give it more of a smoky look. want to leave some of that red showing, some of the yellow that we've been putting on there around these edges. You got a little bit, got to be a little bit more precise with our gun. Get in closer. The closer you get, the finer your lines are going to be, the more precise you're going to be able to be. And then to really punch it out, we'll come back in, we'll use some yellow and we'll really punch it out. I'm actually going over the top of my fire here around these edges in a few places to get more of that burnt edge look. Give this fire like it's pushed back in there more. And we'll come back in with yellow, kind of redefine it. Okay, I'm just running some reducer through my gun to clean out the black. I'm going to go back to yellow. Now we're just going to kind of redefine some of these, like fires. Really starting to jump. So it's coming from in behind. You get a picture. It's coming around these edges, coming out, and then kind of turning our freehand shield here in a few places. But I don't know if you can see it. If I can get you turned here, you can see it a little better. But it's really starting to, you know, from my angle, I don't have the glare like you're probably going to have in the video, but it's really starting to look like it's twisting in from behind and coming out around. And that's kind of what I was after. So it's definitely taking shape here. You see, you can lay your shield. So like we've got our line here. Lay your shield in there to help follow that line. And it'll give it more of that rolled out from underneath look that you're after. It's just another one of them deals you got to play with and have some fun with it. And trust me, when you're doing these things, you're going to find some cool shapes, different things that you're going to find that you're going to like. And by all means, send your projects over to me, email them to me. I'd love to see some of your projects as you move through these videos and start learning stuff. I'd like to see some of the stuff you're doing. Starting to look pretty good. I think I'm going to put some more yellow right down here on this bottom where there's a lot of heat. I want this to look like, down here in this bottom especially, I want it to look like there's just a tremendous amount of heat. Okay, I think what we're going to do is call it quits at that. With the yellow, we'll come in here, we'll put some more orange glow on top of it. That orange is also going to help push back our dark or black. Okay, I've got the orange glow. I'm going to test it on my paper to the side here. Yep, it's a pretty good mix. I'm going to blow it all over this yellow. And I'm not worried about getting on this wood because that's going to intensify the wood, give it more of a glow, like it's really intense heat in behind it, starting to burn its way through too. It kind of really made a difference. Now I'm going to put some pagan gold candy. I'm going to put in the airbrush, and we're going to shoot right over the top of that. And watch what it does. It's going to give it a whole nother glow than what it already has. That's just another way you can do cutouts. I mean, there's tons of ways you can do it. Like always, practice, practice. That's what's going to make you better. See you in the next video.